This is a Labubu. Why did they buy it? I have no idea. But that inspired me to make this video, to talk about 13 things that are a complete waste of money. Starting with meme coins. Bro, Melania is not going to save your life. Imagine spending 5 years of your life to be good at something. Good enough that people want to pay you for it. Like a designer, a programmer, or a great marketer. And you come home from work with a mission. I need to make 10K quick. I mean, with all that expertise, the easiest way to do it is to do your own thing. But instead, what people will do is they'll put their life savings in crypto. Imagine it took you a year to save it all up. You have to go and spend another year of your life just to get back to where you were before making this mistake. The best advice I've ever got is to stay in your lane. So if you think there's quick money in something, chances are you're going to lose everything you've put into it. This one's a bit controversial, but I think pensions are a huge waste of money. The way pensions work is you put some money down and your employer contributes some as well, which is great. You'd think it's free money until you realize you got to wait until 65 years old to even touch your money. If you don't put your money into a pension, you got to know how to invest it yourself. I prefer handling my own money than putting it into an investment fund that my employer chooses. You're not going to get the best returns if you don't have control over what your money goes into. Moving on to new cars. I did a video a while back interviewing YouTube millionaires. And one of them spent like $100,000 on a car. And when I asked him, did he think it was a good investment? He said, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I went broke after, but...
He ended up selling the car later. When you buy a new car, for the first 10 minutes you drive it, it loses half of its value. I've bought nice cars before. They don't bring me real happiness. Real happiness is having freedom. If you spend money on luxurious things that lose value, you're basically giving away your freedom for no reason. Another huge waste of money is being around people 24/7. I mean, you don't even need to spend money to do this. Your time is money. When was the last time you spent a few hours alone? I'm talking no music, no Netflix shows playing in the background, just you and your own thoughts. It's hard to focus when there's so much noise around you. But every week I try to give myself a few hours, one evening when nobody's around, to think, reflect, and plan. A few hours could literally set you up for the next year of your life. There's a great diagram that shows the older you get, the less time you spend with other people. And there's two ways this can play out. One, it drives you insane. Or two, you become more at peace with yourself. Here's another one. Going to the club. I can't believe how many times I've heard people say, I go to the club to network. If you want to network with someone, send an email, try and add some value, do free work. Ask someone a question. Don't go to the club thinking you're going to be able to get in with the big dogs. It might work, but you got to spend a lot of money and the value you get is very limited. Especially this whole thing about VIPs. People are actually paying 5K just to sit down. Bro, if you go outside, there's benches everywhere. Going to a club is not networking. There is no value in doing so. If that's how you have fun, fine. But to most people, it's a complete waste of money. What about VIP tickets at conferences? For someone who travels a lot for work, I go to conferences across the globe. I think the events themselves are great, but a VIP ticket is crazy. Just a few months back, I was at an event and they wanted 10K just to get VIP. So I could go backstage and meet some cool people. But I ended up going there anyways without spending a single dollar. I mean, if I spent 10K and learned that someone like me managed to get themselves in, I'd be fuming. But this is the power of doing things differently. Sometimes, if you want something, you just get up and go get it. You don't need to worry about obstacles in your way. The game is the game. Play to win. The next one is expensive restaurants. If you live in a place like New York, you're going to spend a lot of money on restaurants if that's where you go to meet your friends. Best way to save money is cook a meal for some of your friends, or just go and grab some fast food together. The way I look at food is if I'm hungry, I gotta eat somehow. If you want to get to know me or talk business, I'd prefer going for a walk. This one might trigger some people. Trading. You probably heard this a lot. I'm a trader. I do some trading on the side. No, you don't. You're not using real money. Most people on social media who say they make money from trading, they make money from selling you a course, referrals to some MLM. Trading isn't something you can do part-time. You have to manage your investments actively. It's not like making an investment into a company and checking back 3 years later. And I can tell you that because from the age of 11 to 17, I turned £1,000 into 60K. And that is near impossible to do. It's a very dangerous world and everyone seems to glamorize it. What about spending 10K to sleep on a plane? Introducing first class flights. There are times it makes sense. If you have so much money where it wouldn't even dent the surface, then sure. I mean, most normal people don't get first class flights because it's just too expensive. But you do hear a lot of people getting business class flights, which is one step down. The crazy thing is, you could have an entire holiday in Europe. Hotels, flights, gifts, everything. There's other uses for your money. And when we talk about flights, another big waste of money is credit card points. How many times have you seen someone flex the amount of points they have? There are entire YouTube channels dedicated to teaching you how to maximize points. But credit card points are a well-designed trick to get your attention. Basically, credit card schemes encourage you to spend more money. Even though you're building a balance of points, you're actually saving less because you're spending more. So at the age of 17, I moved to a big city, London. And the reason I did it was I needed to figure out a way to make money. And where I was living, there just weren't any good jobs. And one of the things I did to save money was live in a very cheap apartment. But when I started making a lot of money, I thought, let me move into a fancy apartment. And it was amazing for the first few weeks. And then after a while, the excitement died down. Luckily, I could afford it, but I don't think it was the smartest thing to do. If you're spending $3,000 a month, at the end of the year, that's $36,000. And if you could have got the same happiness for $10,000 less, you'd have $10,000 in savings left over with the exact same happiness. There's a new trend all over social media, and it's called buy now, pay later. Why is this a waste of money? There's a simple rule. If you can't afford to buy something now, don't buy it. The only thing you could probably pay later is a house. Get a mortgage, right? Oh, how could I forget? Ever heard of the education system? This is by far one of the biggest wastes of money. So you take out a loan on a pretty high interest rate just to have no guarantee of employment, but that debt's still piling up in the background. The only good thing I got out of school was learning how to do things I didn't like for a long period of time. And maybe you'd be surprised to hear, nobody's ever asked me about what grades I got before they employed me. School is only good if it's required for the job you want to do. Mostly things in healthcare or working with really specialist stuff like some kind of science. Anyways, there's a ton more things I could talk about. If you're struggling to find a job right now, whether you chose a bad degree or you're in between roles, I made a video on how I got 8 full-time jobs without ever using a resume.